So, for some reason, we need to clear our head, and we have taken up Millie's idea that the best way to do this is to just take a casual stroll through the desert.
Just as you do.
Yeah, yes, as one does. So, before we leave, we're gonna take the opportunity to get some extra water. It may come in handy.
Seems prudent. Just kind of just a generic predictability at work here. You know, for our little stroll to clear our heads.
It would also be a wise idea to take the fire cards out of your deck and replace them with ice ones. Just a hunch.
Just, you know, fully re-equip and rearm yourselves. Prepare for anything in your little stroll to clear your head. You know, just in case you have to do a little bit of combat while you're relaxing. Like, this is really what they went with? Like, like how does this happen? Is this a translation thing? Like, did this originally make sense and some kind of detail got changed, or like?
I can only imagine, but who can say? This is where we are now.
Also, did Millie just ask, are we really going to cross this? And did Sagi really just say it's hard to think? Is that what happened? Did I hallucinate that? Is the video game fucking mocking me?
So, rather than sending us on a maze like it did last time, the desert this time is a fairly straightforward romp. It's like 5 or 6 screens that look more or less exactly like this. But the catch is that it's the desert. It's hot. So unless you have either water or what this guy happens to sell is this snow, you cannot, like, if you don't have, like, water will let you walk, and without the snow you can't dash.
Yeah, so you gotta have both.
Well, you could, yes. Either or. Like, water will get you across, but it won't let you, like, dash with your wings. That said, 400 gold is an absolute fucking ripoff, so that's why we got all the water.
I don't recall the dash being very liberal as a thing that you can do. Like, that meter tends to run out pretty snappily, so I'm feeling like this seems like a sane decision. You know, in context, it's a sane decision. If in the full context, when we really start thinking about, you know, who the fuck we are and where the fuck we are and why we're doing any of this, we of course have to continue contending with the notion that we are casually crossing the fucking desert to clear our minds. There's kind of really no way around that one.
Well, we can encounter some nice new shrimp boys.
Right, yes. Mortal Peril is also, you know, notably great for giving us time to think.
So, the gimmick of basically everything in the desert is that they all have attack up spells.
Seems thematically fitting. Generally associate fire with that kind of a vibe. And similarly, ice with defense. That's like a whole thematic thing. Gotta be tons of games that use that kind of a pairing. The question is it in its totality utterly insufferable?
These guys mostly aren't. The floating fireheads and these shrimp both do the whole attack boost thing, and they're not terrible. What makes them dangerous is when they come with the big roly boys, but we will see that soon enough.
Oh yeah, if they can buff other people, then, you know, any kind of a large group starts becoming a concern. It's one of the classic JRPG combat tricks, is you have an encounter that just becomes more dangerous the longer you let it go on, so you start thinking about ending it quickly over and above literally any other strategy. It's a classic.
He's not wrong. If we were to continue straight, there is a shortcut, but, like, the path isn't that long. It's not worth taking.
Oh, and you can just restock on water in the middle, huh?
Ah, the desert is getting wider, you say? Must be more of that politics thing I keep hearing again.
Nah. Sounds like a just totally randomly, totally neutrally occurring natural phenomenon. Definitely no sense overthinking that one. Besides, we left all the politics behind in the last place, weren't you paying attention?
You're right, I'm sorry.
It's the desert, it's an all-natural expanse. There's no politics out here, don't be silly. There's just people going on enormous, perilous treks to clear their heads. Yeah, I'm gonna be annoyed about this one for a while.
So I've already forgotten what this guy's actual name is, but yeah. So our big Rolly friend here is the one that you really want to watch out for. He has a pretty decent chunk of health, and he notably has a 4-hit combo that culminates in a special attack called, I think it's called Armadillo Attack or something, and if he does all 4 hits of it, he will straight up just one-shot you. That's not even, like, no questions. This is an area of the game that does not fuck around.
So yeah, they got the whole package where he's difficult to kill, but also you want to kill him in particular, but the other guy is technically less of a threat, but can make him more of a threat. So you've got the whole dynamic of like, but which one do you kill? Do you or do you not shoot the doctor? Going by what I'm seeing, it sounds like you do not shoot the doctor.
Yeah, it's the threat of getting armadilloed is just not worth it, because, like I said, it'll drop pretty much anybody from, like, Sagi might survive, and that's only if he's basically already at full health.
Which, I guess, at literally anything other than the beginning of combat, he will not be.
Please, sir, would you go out to the rock surrounded by, like, 5 enemies and get me at salt?
Get you the essence of salt. I'm gonna let you in on a secret, my friend. I already possess the essence of salt.
To his credit, he does throw in a free thing of snow, which is quite nice, because, again, that shit sells for $400 at the start of the desert. So yeah, there is literally no reason to buy that, ever.
And hey, there's no armadillo guy. that seems like broadly a favorable outcome.
It is, in fact, what you like to see in a fight like this.
Now, all of the nonsensical context aside, there is kind of a shadow of a theory of an idea at work here that is almost not just completely fundamentally fucking stupid, which is that it tends to be a good idea to let big, complicated, important decisions sit for a bit and do something else, preferably something somewhat mind-occupying, and just kind of see what the subconscious works out in the meantime. Like, this is a thing. You can do this. It's sometimes even advisable that you do this when faced with decisions of imports, like alternatively sleeping on it.
I mean, yeah, for better or worse, he did basically pull us aside and literally be like, hey kid, you want to save the world?
So, like, there's not completely nothing here, right? There's a theory at work, but the way they deliver it is like, that's what makes me think that this might be some kind of a translation fuck up. Like, maybe just something got lost. Maybe this was originally delivered in a way that makes literally any sense, and it's only now that we do the translation part that we're like, we are literally going on a casual stroll across the fucking desert to clear our minds. Also, there are 2 of these roly boys in this battle.
Yeah, this is not ideal.
This seems tactically suboptimal. And hey, there it goes.
So yeah, that was just Armadillo attack, and it only did 300 damage. You can imagine when that gets attached to an actual combo, what happens.
I imagine it produces a very large number of very large numbers. Well, okay.
I have to admit, a Hell-Purged Cask is a pretty metal name for a hat.
I can respect it. I mean, are we... I don't understand why we're mad at this guy. It's like, he wants a thing. Like, did we think he wanted it for no reason at all? Like, he wants to acquire a resource and take it elsewhere and sell it for profit. How dare he?
It's alright, we'll engage in our own hypocritical acts the same exact way. Don't worry about it. It's okay when we get the rock salt to go sell it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, we could take water from literally anywhere else and freeze it and make sparkling snow and sell it here. I mean, several other people have done that.
Anyway, this is a great side quest. It's fantastic.
Is this favor going to require us to repeatedly walk back and forth across the entire length of the desert? By any chance?
Well, we have a chunk of flame ice, and we need to deliver it to her husband back at the start of the desert.
Uh-huh.
But, the game sees you. It knows that you're right at the end, and that a smart player would just leave and then re-enter from the northern side. No. That's not allowed. This flame ice needs to be softened up before we can give it to her husband. And that requires us to go through the shortcut in the middle of the desert.
Now, by softened up, we of course mean melted. Like, the regular desert heat that reduces people to wrecks is not hot enough to melt ice.
Correct. So we need to go to the shortcut, which apparently is where the sun is super strong, and it will melt it just enough that her husband can shave it down and sell it as sparkling snow.
Yeah. This tracks. I haven't heard anything that's just fundamentally fucking stupid.
That said, we are absolutely still going to leave the desert first, because after we drop this off with this guy, we do not want to have to go through this shit a third time.
At least we get some kind of game mechanic concession. Yeah, this fucking game.
Now the good news is that because we are literally carrying around a giant thing of ice, it's treated as if we have the snow effect, so we can now dash again.
You know, for like a microsecond.
It's not nothing.
I guess. Like, I guess we could also have done the comedy option of, like, backing out to the world map and then coming in from the north and going down and then going back. I don't see how that would have changed anything, it just would have been conceptually funnier. Oh, and we can capture the fundamental essence of the fucking sun.
Not just any sun, Mother Sunshine.
Cool. Cool and good and self-explanatory.
Anyway, our reward for doing all of, that is, well, you'll see. You'll see. A heartfelt thank you. Beans.
Now, what kind of beans?
Black beans. I think they increase your death resistance, but don't quote me to that.
I mean, I'm thinking more like beans of anything in particular. Or we could just have some generic RPG magic beans. Or maybe we can have some coffee. That sounds like a pretty good idea. I want coffee now.